On December 10, 2022, หลวงปู่จิกง shared Dhamma reflections at ผาสามยอด After Manning offered the offerings from Dr. Huang and her group, also told หลวงปู่ that Dr. Huang and her group send warm thoughts, love and respect to him. So he said, "Oh, Dr. Huang, we have met in this life. After we have met, we always send each other beauty, grace, and goodness. In whatever lifetimes to come, this goodness and good retribution will not disappear. All will be kept in the storage of memories. All goodness and retribution that is kept in the storage of the mind can be used whenever you are facing danger. When you find the dead end, it will always come to you and save you and shine your way out of all darkness and obstacle. This have been proven because many นักบวช many monks and ordained person Dhamma practitioner, when they are facing crisis or finding dead end and having trouble, they thought of หลวงปู่ they pray to หลวงปู่ and somehow they have a breakthrough and solve the problem and crisis and come out of obstacle. These things truly happened in the past. This miracle happened to them is from their own karma and karmic retribution. It's not about หลวงปู่. It's about them and their good conduct. So this is the benefit that หลวงปู่ attained some blessing that could be shared because he practiced tapa in the forest for almost 20 years, and after that he has been sharing his blessing to the world in the undercover form without the official monk robe for another more than 20 years. It has been about 25-26 years now that he have changed the color of his robe into various colors. หลวงพ่อ โพสี also wants to have various colors of his uniform, but he haven't have the past karma or the past conduct that will result in the same liberation that หลวงปู่ has. หลวงปู่ past conduct result in this attainment that he has. So he doesn't have to preach much. He doesn't have to teach a lot. Only when you see his face, he can right away radiate his blessing and sending the force of the mind strength that could save you and help you. He also mentioned that the most basic Dhamma in Buddhism is loving kindness or metta. Metta is the first step that all a Buddhist Dhamma practitioner has to take. Many people come to him wanting him to help, and almost every one of them want him to help for their worldly achievement, worldly success. However, through the law of karma, you get what you give out, or you reap what you sow. So he recite the saying that he frequently said to us in the past. This is the law of cause and effect. If you do something, you will get some retribution. The consequences will follow. For example, if you want to know if hell really exists, try getting married. If you want to know if heaven really exists, help the fellow being who have suffering and difficulty. If you want to know if true friends exist, adopt a dog. So men only seek to have a woman, and women always seek to have a man in their life. But Luang Pu said, if you really want to know if hell truly exists, try being married. This is true, don't you think so? He laughed. Same as heaven. Heaven truly exists if you help others, you help fellow beings in the world. After you give help and support to others, sometimes when you in the quiet moment, in the setting of serenity, the joy will come to you. You will be overwhelmed, even like tears would dropping from your eyes with joy when thinking of the good conduct that you have done. It is a great thing to do, to share out loving kindness and metta to those who are in trouble, facing difficulties and suffering. And to raise a dog, you will feel that you have a true friend. And he gave example that Manning, she had a dog 7-8 years ago, that Luang Pu want to help Manning to transcend and became enlightened. However, Manning was stuck with her true friend and overly worried about her dog and ran away from the special transmission that Luang Pu wanted to give her one day, and she missed that. If she haven't had this worry about her dog, maybe today she would be already flying up high as an enlightened arahant. So she missed the flight. The mistake happens because of the dog. So, however, she had already experienced what is true friends. And then he asked about my dog, that he have died already. At what age? So I said when he was 13 years old. I have been with him for 13 years. And my dog Teddy Bear, he have done his best in fulfilling the role of being my best friend. Luang Pu said the time that he want to give me this great transmission, it was a test that if I was ready to receive the transmission, that he will send and help me transcend. But I was I was not ready because I have fixation to my best friend. However, I have done my best also in the role of serving my best friend. However, even I have done my best, I can only support him until he died. But if I have the breakthrough, I can continue supporting him in any plane of existence that he was uh, reborn into. So Luang Pu said to us, the audience, say, don't waste your time learning or studying the subject that would not be beneficial, is not full of wisdom, is not the sharp things that could cut the root of ignorance. Luang Pu himself have studied everything, all the knowledge that can be learned in the world, but he have graduated the doctor degree from a temple that taught him about anicca, dukkha, anatta, the three marks of existence. The learning of the three marks of existence, which is impermanent and the dissatisfactoriness, and that there is no true self, no intrinsic self. Some people said this concept is very difficult, very profound. Some said it's very easy, but they only know the concept, but they did not learn it through profound way. They did not get it with their heart. Their study is just to make them informed of these three marks of existence, but they don't have clear comprehension. Luang Pu said his teacher at the temple where he graduated PhD from only taught him these three things, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Without the Buddha's teaching or without the Buddha's Dhamma, the world only know two things, which is anicca and dukkha. They know that things always change. They know that there is suffering, that things cannot stay unchanged. However, they cannot see the anatta. The Buddha enlightened to this anatta, that all and everything that was impermanent, subject to change because they cannot endure or stay fixed without change. But the Buddha has a breakthrough that these things happen because everything has no intrinsic self. It has no soul or no self. So Luang Pu always like to say humorous sharing that he have graduated the highest attainment from Wat Pai Tan, is the name of a temple, and his major is only one thing that he learned and break through, which is Tailak, the three marks of existence. He can only share with us this simple talk, simple words about Tailak. He cannot preach many things. He cannot continue preaching and teaching many things outside of anicca dukkha anatta, because this is a specific way or specific attribute that Luang Pu has. He did not graduate from Buddhist school that teach everything in Tipitaka. He only know the Tairak, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. However, if you are a Buddhist, you should listen to Dhamma. You should learn Dhamma. You should study Buddha's Dhamma. People nowadays, they don't know Buddha's Dhamma. They only know materialistic things. They only know the worldly attainment, achievement, and world civilization. So most of the people of the world are like that, and Luang Pu has sympathy for them. Means he feels sorry for them. They only know how to pray and worship the statue like Ganesha, Lakshmi, and all other holy statue or figures that they think is the figures of God or Holy Spirits that can help them and save them. So they only pray and worship without knowing the ultimate truth, which is Satchatham. This is the world karma. He know it. So what can we do about it? We have to have sympathy. We have to not blame or accuse or curse them for their way. We should have sympathy instead, and giving your support as much as possible. Some people, they have created bad karma in the past, so their life is bad and deluded. But some people had done good conduct and correct practices in their past life. So when they hear the truth of Dhamma, they can have a breakthrough right away. So they have no karmic obstruction or karmic blockages. They can be awakened to the truth easier than some who have heavier karma. Though he had many monks learning from him in the past, but sometimes they got his word wrong and they share out in the way that Luang Pu has to try to correct it, to make it in accordance with Satyatham, the ultimate truth that the Buddhas has shared, to be in accordance with the Buddha's Dhamma. So when we share Dhamma, let's share Dhamma in the way that it has like scientific proof, or it can be proven, not just share something that make them believe you. For example, when you tell them to make dana or make merit, and they will receive the good karmic retribution or good payback, they can prove it for themselves. You don't go like telling them the supernatural thing, something that you believe that it is true but it cannot be proven. So you must learn both the Lokiyatham and Lokutaratham, conventional truth and the ultimate truth, the Dhamma for the worldly and the Dhamma that is beyond the worldly way. So Sila, Dana, and Panna, which means the precept, the meditation practice, and the wisdom. These things one should learn also, not just go to like nothing is not anything, like nothing is anything, like don't just go to like the super mundane level and cannot be doing good conduct in the worldly way. So let's not take the shortcut. Worldly Dhamma, that is the heart of Buddhism, is that the Buddha said to his Arahant followers to do good and avoid doing bad, and then purify the mind. This kind of thing is worldly Dhamma, but it is a good thing that for one to follow. It's good conduct. When you study Buddha's Dhamma, you will have wisdom. Don't waste your time learning or studying the knowledge in the world. Buddha's Dhamma can help you to step over the phenomena that would happen to all beings, which is being born, growing old, getting sick and die. It's beyond all this. Keep practicing Dhamma until you have a breakthrough to the thing that is limitless. Then he recite a phrase that he always say: the things that are countable are not the stars. So when one practice meditative absorption, one can send out his astral body away from this world, transcend from this world, like far distant, like millions of light years away from the world. Luang Pu has done that when he was younger. So he went so far that he cannot see where was the world located. Like he would go like puzzle. Of all these planets and stars, where was my world? Where was the world that I came from? He think this way is a very cool, very like outstanding way. But can you find anyone that could do it these days? Any monks, any practitioner can bampen tava, practice meditative absorption, that they can attain this powerful attainment. He thinks it's very rare, or maybe there is no one that can achieve this level, because this present time, present era, the heavy karma filling up the world. The world is thick of kilet tanha, kilesa, desire, greed, aversion, and delusions. This make Dhamma practitioner cannot release the accumulation of the heavy karma and karmic payback and defilement that was accumulated in their storage space. This is because the becoming incarnation of any beings is uncountable. We have been born and reborn in uncountable lifetimes.